Part 19.16 Surah Maryam Mary. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Sufi Essence with Hammad Syed, our sacred and illuminating journey through the magnificent. Surah Maryam continues its profound unfolding. We have just concluded a powerful confrontation with those who deny the hereafter, segment that meticulously dismantled their baseless arguments and presented the irrefutable reality of the Day of Judgment. The Quran, in its sublime wisdom, now turns its gaze to the profound contrast between those who are blessed with guidance and those who are lost in the delusion of worldly life. These verses delve into the very essence of spiritual progression and the tragic folly of those who believe that worldly wealth and power are a substitute for divine truth. They serve as a powerful reminder that true guidance is a gift from Allah, and those who reject it in favor of material possessions are on a path that leads to ultimate and profound loss. The increase in guidance in the true good deeds. The verses begin with a beautiful and profound statement about the nature of divine guidance, revealing that it is not a static state, but a continuous and ever-increasing blessing. Kanzul Maryam Mary, 19-76. And Allah increases in guidance those who are rightly guided. And the righteous good deeds are the best with your Lord for reward, and the best for return. This verse introduces the concept of ziyada fil hidayah, a continuous and ever-increasing guidance for those who are sincere in their faith. The spiritual journey is not a destination but a path, and for those who are already on the right path, Allah, in His immense mercy, increases their guidance. This is a profound spiritual law. The more a person strives for sincerity, the more doors of wisdom and divine light are opened for them. Their knowledge deepens, their inner sight becomes clearer, and their heart Qalb becomes more receptive to the truth. This is a gift of divine grace, a reward for their initial sincerity. The verse then concludes with a powerful statement about the nature of true wealth. The righteous good deeds are the best with your Lord for reward, and the best for return. The world is filled with people who amass wealth and possessions, but the Quran tells us that the only true wealth, is the only thing that has lasting value, is the righteous good deeds that are done for the sake of Allah. These deeds are not just a source of reward. They are the best for return, meaning they are the only things that will return to us in the hereafter, a currency of immense and eternal value. This verse is a profound lesson on the spiritual economy of existence, where the currency of goodness outweighs all the gold and silver of this world. The arrogance of wealth and the denial of truth. The Quran now introduces a character type, a manifestation of spiritual blindness. A person who believes that worldly success is a measure of their righteousness in the sight of Allah. Kanzul Iman Quran, Maryam Mary, 19-77. So have you seen him who disbelieves in our verses and says, I shall surely be given both wealth and sons? This verse paints a vivid and poignant portrait of the disbeliever, who has been so deceived by the fleeting glamour of this world that he has forgotten his ultimate purpose. The phrase, have you seen him, is a rhetorical question that draws our attention to this specific type of arrogance. This is a person who has rejected the clear verses of Allah and has instead chosen to believe in the illusion of worldly power. He boasts, I shall surely be given both wealth and sons. This is a statement of profound spiritual delusion. He believes that his worldly possessions and his family are a sign of his spiritual favor, a guarantee that he will receive the same in the hereafter. He cannot conceive of a reality where worldly wealth is not the ultimate measure of a person's worth. His mind is so confined by the material that he has no concept of a spiritual reality that operates on a different set of rules. This verse serves as a profound warning to all of us that the love of wealth and the allure of worldly show can blind us to the ultimate truth and can make us believe in a false reality. The divine challenge and the baseless claim. The Quran immediately challenges this arrogant claim, exposing its complete and utter baselessness. Kanzul Iman Quran Maryam Mary, 19-78. Has he looked upon the unseen, or has he received a promise from Ahriman? This verse is a powerful and direct rebuttal that cuts through the disbeliever's arrogance with a simple two-part question. Has he looked upon the unseen? This is a profound challenge to his claim. The disbeliever boasts of a reality that is unseen, a reality that is beyond his physical senses. He claims that he will have wealth and sons in the hereafter, a reality that is, at this moment, completely hidden from him. This is a moment of profound spiritual irony. He denies the unseen reality of Allah and the Day of Judgment, Yet he makes a claim about an unseen reality that he cannot possibly know. The verse then adds a second, more chilling challenge. Or has he received a promise from Ahriman? This is a direct test of his claim. Allah can make a promise about the hereafter. The disbeliever has not received a promise from Allah, yet he acts as if he has, believing his worldly wealth is a divine guarantee. This verse teaches us that claims about the unseen must be based on divine revelation and not on worldly conjecture. The disbeliever's claim is completely baseless, and it is an act of profound spiritual arrogance. The Prophet, peace be upon him, taught, as recorded in a hadith, if a person seeks the world and it is his biggest concern, Allah will scatter his affairs, place poverty in front of his eyes, and he will not get from the world except what has been decreed for him. But if a person seeks the hereafter, and it is his biggest concern, Allah will gather his affairs, make himself sufficient, and the world will come to him unwillingly. Sunan at-Tirmidhi Hadith No. 2465. This hadith beautifully reinforces the Quranic verse, revealing the spiritual consequences of prioritizing worldly wealth over the hereafter. The divine verdict and the prolonged punishment. The Quran, after exposing the disbeliever's arrogant claims, delivers a final and decisive verdict, a chilling promise of a certain and prolonged punishment. Kanzul Iman, Quran, Maryam, Mary, 19-79. Never. We shall record what he says and will prolong his punishment. This verse is a moment of profound spiritual finality. The word never is a divine declaration that there is no truth to the disbeliever's claim. The verse then reveals the divine response to his arrogance. We shall record what he says. Every word of his boast, every utterance of his spiritual blindness is being recorded against him. The very words that he used to boast of his worldly success will be a testament to his spiritual folly. The verse then adds a terrifying detail and will prolong his punishment. This is not an immediate punishment, but a slow and prolonged one, a spiritual consequence that will extend for an immense period of time. It is a punishment that is perfectly tailored to his crime. He lived his life in a state of delusion, and his punishment will be a prolonged state of spiritual reckoning, a moment of profound and unending regret. This verse teaches us that our words have weight, that they are not just fleeting sounds but are being recorded against us, and that our arrogance will lead to a prolonged and painful spiritual consequence, the futility of worldly power and the inevitable confrontation. The verses continue to expose the futility of the disbeliever's worldly claims, revealing that the very things he boasts of will be taken from him. Kanzul Iman, Quran, Maryam, Mary, 19-80, and we shall make him inherit what he says, and he will come to us alone. This verse is a profound statement of divine justice. The disbeliever boasted of his wealth and his sons, believing they were a sign of his righteousness. Allah declares that we shall make him inherit what he says, but in a way that is profoundly different from what he expected. He will not inherit these things in the hereafter. They will be taken from him in this world. He will be stripped of everything he held dear. The verse then adds a final chilling detail, and he will come to us alone. The very sons he boasted of will be of no help to him. The wealth he accumulated will be of no use. He will face his Creator in a state of utter and profound spiritual nakedness. This is a moment of fana, where all worldly supports and all worldly identity are annihilated, and the soul is left to face its Lord without any intercession. This verse serves as a powerful reminder that our worldly possessions and our social standing are temporary. On the day of judgment, they will be of no use to us, and we will face our Creator in a state of utter humility and aloneness. The false dignity and the true power. The verses conclude with a profound statement that reveals the spiritual root of the disbeliever's error. The very reason for their denial and their worldly arrogance. Kanzul Iman, Quran, Maryam, Mary, 19-81, and they have taken gods besides Allah, so that they may be a source of dignity for them. This verse is the spiritual conclusion to the narrative of the disbeliever. He did not deny Allah simply out of intellectual arrogance. He denied him because he had taken gods besides Allah. These false gods were not necessarily idols of stone. They were anything that was worshipped besides Allah. They were his worldly wealth, his power, his social standing, and his own ego. He worshipped these things so that they may be a source of dignity for them. He sought honor and power not from Allah, the true source of all dignity, but from false gods that could not give him any lasting value. He believed that his worldly power was a substitute for the true dignity that comes from a sincere belief in Allah. This is the ultimate spiritual delusion, a delusion that will lead to his ultimate and profound loss. And this verse is a powerful reminder that our ultimate dignity comes from our connection to Allah alone. Any other source of dignity is a false god, a source of illusion that will ultimately lead to our spiritual downfall. The verses of this section are a powerful and moving narrative of divine grace and human trial. They teach us that even in our darkest moments, Allah's compassion is boundless. We have witnessed a magnificent miracle, a cry of human despair, and the immediate, comforting response of a Lord who provides a spring and a harvest in the most desolate of places. The story of Maryam is not just a tale of the past. It is a timeless lesson on the virtues of patience, resilience, and the power of absolute reliance on Allah. Let us now supplicate, drawing from the profound lessons of these verses, as asking Allah to grant us a deeper understanding and to guide our every step. Dua ya Allah, the Most High, the Most Merciful, we ask you to increase us in your guidance and make us of those who are rightly guided. Protect our hearts from the spiritual blindness that is caused by worldly wealth and the love of power. Make our righteous deeds the best of our return and the best of our reward. Protect us from coming to you alone without any of our worldly support. And grant us a return to you in a state of purity and sincerity. Amin. May Allah illuminate your heart and mind with the light of this divine ilm. May He make your channel a beacon of guidance for all who seek spiritual clarity and truth. May your efforts be a source of immense reward, and may you be granted the highest stations of paradise. May the peace and blessings of Allah always be upon you and your loved ones. May He grant you unwavering steadfastness on the path of truth, and may your work be a testament to His magnificent names, Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim. Amin.